hang on a second, before we start this video, I really think I should allow you to experience in its purest form the ebb and flow of creation itself. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome to the ebb and flow of the GMLS system. I think we are all conscious of the ups and downs of life, the moment that life seems to be a little bit more busier than others, and we have those moments of absolute calm, sometimes too much calm. When we look at our life, we should also look at it as a system within itself. As one star loses its geomagnetic properties, it will be attracted to higher charged stars or systems. It's the same thing with the galaxy. And when a galaxy also becomes too big, it actually then just starts swallowing up other systems. These ebbs and flows are constant through our system. The speed and the energy that actually goes through it is not necessarily constant, but it is a very important aspect of our lives. If we take the Earth, for example, it turns on itself, but it also wobbles on its axis. That is the double aspect of the geomagnetic fields. Then it is also turning and wobbling around the sun, which is the third aspect. The standing waves of our planet, described in the previous video, GMLS in a nutshell, is as if you have the pink wave, which is the turning or revolving the planet around itself, and you have the blue wave, which is the wobbling effect. This model here is driven by electricity. The electricity is the sun, this being the first grey ball. The second grey sphere is the Earth, where it channels this energy to give it that standing wave which we can see going out to the right. So let's follow a wave or an ebb or flow from our sun. The sun itself has huge amounts of rhythms. We explained in GMLS in a nutshell about solar flares, coronal holes, and filament eruptions, and how they affect our Earth. But there is also the longer tidal waves, which are such as the sunspot cycles, which on average are 10.56 years apparently. But even these cycles can wax and wane between longer and shorter periods. They can also be much more intense and also have troughs that we would call like the Maunder minimum. Looking at this graph, I think it's pretty clear of the solar cycles over the last 400 years that there are actually 4 seasons here. I think of them as such. The Maunder minimum is our autumn. The first section of solar cycles are winter, spring, then summer. Autumn, I hear you cry. Autumn? Surely that must be winter. But here on Earth, our standing waves die down in the autumn season, respectively. Then, on the 21st of December, start of the winter, they boost by doubling. In the spring, they gain a third. And in summer, they gain a quarter. Just till they drop back down to their basic level in autumn. So I believe that during 2014, the sun will finally close down for the autumn period, which is equivalent of another Maunder minimum. If we take the 10.56 years of the solar cycle and we fold it within itself, so we times it by itself, we come up with 111.51 years. It's all a bit precise, really. It helps us understand the summer, spring, winter and autumn factor, but it doesn't actually give us the precision that the sun can give us. And for that, we've got to go back to the maths. Well, let's take this slow. Let's take this little by little, bit by bit, as they say. The first part of the mathematics is the solar cycle times by the dimension that we are in. We are in the third dimension, but obviously we have the duality in everything we do. I'm obviously talking about solar dimension, as we are the third planet from the sun, and we have 3 northern hemisphere lines and 3 southern hemisphere lines. This also describes perfectly the PDO, the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, which is the rise and fall of temperatures within the Pacific Oceans. They say it's a 20 to 30 year cycle, but that's a cycle of height and then another cycle of low. And as I said, duality is in everything. Therefore, the true cycle has surely got to be between 50 and 70 years. But I know where my money's going. I should also say that 63.36 is a very nice number. Our next set of numbers is taking the result of the first lot and times it by 6 again. It's not very complicated, really. That's 380.16 years. Hang on a second. I think that fits. You remember the chart, the solar cycles that I showed you earlier on? There they go. 380.16 years ago was 1634. Ooh, interesting. As you can well see, 1634 is pretty much when solar spots hit the floor. But hold on to your hats, we're not done yet. 380.16 times 5.6 equals 2113.69. Surely that can't mean anything. This is where I take a leap of faith and lose all credibility, just as Einstein did. Great! 2113.69 years is pretty much an age in the astral cycle. What? Too right. Better strap in. We're just about to take off. 2,113.69 times 6 is 12,682.14 years. I wonder if you remember that time. If I remember rightly, it was quite a pivotal point in the human history. Coming round the bend as we start stepping slowly but surely into the light. If we go back to the wheel of astrology and we times 2,113.69 by 12, we end up with 25,364.28 years. Very big. But that is actually the cycle of the astrological wheel. This is also the crossing point of an Earth-based time system to the Sun-based time system. And this is where the 4 seasons come into it. 0.28 years is actually 3 months. The rhythms overlap each other, and obviously sometimes they go out of complete and utter sync, but other times it all comes together like a good plan. Just like those standing waves around our planet itself actually vibrates, dilates, changes form over long periods of time. True, this would help to explain the expanding Earth theory, the ebb and flow of time as we lose pieces of land, such as Atlantis. There's also periods of time where we actually gain land. And I personally think that's where we're heading. Tsunami in Japan was just one of the first signs. This is a great time to be alive. Although we are actually living in a multitude of timelines at the same time. This is why it's important to concentrate on your life and get involved.